Hi, I'm Mary Pat Campbell, class of 1992, and I failed by dropping out of graduate school after 6 years without a doctorate. I did have a master's degree, but I had originally thought I was going to go into academia. Instead, I pursued an actuarial career, which is kind of adjacent to the mathematical doctorate I was trying to achieve. So, what happened? What happened is September 11th actually is what happened. So I was at NYU, not too far from where that occurred. A lot of people rethought what they were doing with their lives, and so did I. I hadn't finished my doctoral thesis. I was working on it. I had gotten stuck, but I was also thinking, what do I want to do with my life? I looked at what was happening in the academic area, and I'm like, is this really what I want to do? Where is it going to go? What are my actual goals in life? And when I was making this decision, one of the things I had to do, and it's a concept that comes from economics, I didn't know it at the time, but I knew I had to forget all the time and effort I had put into graduate school. And this is called sunk costs when I was making the decision going forward. So that was the lesson I learned, that in trying to decide what I was going to do next, because a lot of people said, well, why didn't you just finish the thesis? Why didn't you just? Why didn't you just? And that's how you get stuck. I realized, like, even if I finished the doctorate, that was just another year wasted. So I had to cleanse my mind of all of that time and effort in pursuing that doctorate and like put it behind me. I actually, after I finished the semester, because I was teaching, I took all of my papers and all of my notes where I was working on the thesis, and I recycled it. I destroyed everything, the code, deleted it, everything, so that I would not be tempted. I did burn a bridge, metaphorically, so that I would not go back and would not be tempted. And I just moved forward. So here I am. So that was back in 2002, and it's, 24 years later. And I have built a career in the insurance industry, been doing pretty well. It's very different from what I had thought it was going to be. You never know. You get surprises, and grown a lot of things. And actually, since then, I have been an adjunct instructor at the University of Connecticut a few times. So I've gotten to teach because I do enjoy teaching. And that's the best thing about academia I liked. So there's always opportunities. You're never stuck unless you think so. So the big thing, remember, sunk costs, you got to forget them when you're deciding moving forward. Don't think about the stuff in the past. You have to think about the stuff in the future of where you're going to go. So you're not stuck unless you think you are. Good luck.